I expect you to work your negotiating magic on this one.
Amanda's ready to trade up to a larger house in Chicago and expects husband Paul, a real estate broker, to come through for them big time.
My dad's a real estate attorney. My brother's a mortgage broker, so real estate really runs in my blood. We're gonna take a look at a penthouse unit, but I have an in with a developer.
Only problem? He's using this insider knowledge to try to get what he wants, a condo in the city.
And then this is a big master. I like this.
It's not like the greatest view to wake up to every day.
She's insisting he honor her wishes, a vintage home in the burbs.
Wait a second, slow down. What do you know about this house?
I know that it's far.
This is like the perfect dining room.
This is $1 million house. Like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that
I
done.
love it so much though. You want some berries?
So I'll send you the updated contract, and then I just need to grab your initial earnest money, and then we're good to go. All right.
We met 6 years ago on Halloween. I was dressed as a nerd.
I thought Amanda was a total babe the first time I laid my eyes on her. I walked up to her, and the rest is history. How's it going? What are you guys up
We
to?
are starving. I think we should just head out.
All right, cool. We got married 3 years ago, and soon after that, we had our little boy, Paulie. Give me that big foot! Our current condo is only 1,200 square feet, so we feel like we're on top of each other sometimes. Paulie's stroller's in the hallway, which isn't very cool. Can you hold your shoe, please? And I think we can both agree that we've outgrown this spot.
I'm just over living in a condo building. I want to be able to go outside and open up the backyard. We both work downtown, but I am a mom now. I've had my time to live in the city. The schools are going to be great in the suburbs. Paul's going to have a lot of parks and friends and family to be with. That's really important.
Yeah, but I feel like you can get that here too. Ideally, I'd like to stay in the city because most of my showings are downtown. I work 7 days a week, and to have to commute to the suburbs would be such an inconvenience. You know, with one kid right now, he's only 15 months, we have plenty of time to do that. I think it's inevitable that we will go out to the suburbs, but it's nothing that we have to do right now.
So I think I found the perfect place for us.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of the houses that I've sent to Paul so far, he just has not been a fan of.
Stained glass windows, which means it's very, very old.
That's definitely not a bad thing. I love the homes that have a more vintage, older feel to them. I don't want a cookie cutter home. I want something that's very unique.
Oh, wow, the kitchen's bad.
I know, but the beautiful thing is that it's way under budget, so we can make it however we want to and put some equity back into the home.
She's smart, I'll give her that. You know, she knows what she's talking about, but this is my domain.
Here, babe. Yum.
Look at this.
Okay.
So it's a duplex up. Being in real estate, I see a lot of new construction, and I think if we could buy something where it doesn't need any work, I think that could save us a lot of money down the road by not having to put in a ton of our time and money to just make it what we want. The most we want to spend is $850,000. I think, you know, there's a lot of options for that.
I'm definitely looking for a forever home. We're hoping to grow our family more later this year, and I think it would just be a great opportunity to live in a home and, you know, start those memories.
I show properties all day long, so I know what's out there. And, you know, I get bored at my current place. I feel like I don't want to buy a forever home. I want to go, you know, find a home that we can stay in for the next 4 to 5 years and then find something else once the style changes. And I'll do my best to get us most everything on your wish list, but I just need to make sure that this is a great investment for our family as well.
We'll see about that.
We're just a few blocks west of where we currently live. We're gonna take a look at a penthouse unit. It's not on the market quite yet, but I have an in with a developer. They're still finishing it.
Okay, is this it?
Yeah, this
All
is
the way
it.
at the top?
Yeah, 4-bedroom, 3.5
Right.
bath, and it's listed for $849.
All right, is there an elevator?
No, it's a walk-up, so that's the one downside.
The stroller and the dog and the baby.
Yeah.
All the way up 3 flights of stairs.
That could be a little tough, but as long as we can live here for the next 5 to 6 years, I think it'd be great, and it's a nice investment, so have an open mind, okay? All right, here we are.
That was a lot of stairs.
Hold on, we have to take our shoes off.
All right.
New floors, brand new construction.
Okay.
So there's a half bath here, and 2 coat closets, and this lot is a lot bigger than the average Chicago lot size. I think it's 36 feet wide versus 25. So you can totally feel it up here, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger than what I had pictured. It just feels very modern, very Paul. I'm slightly concerned that Paul is gonna only show me things that are more particular in his taste.
This condo's super modern, and I understand where Amanda feels like it might be too modern for her. But once we move in and give it our own personal touch, I feel like it'd be more comfortable.
The view from the balcony, the outdoor area, it's just not really what I was looking for. There's no green, no grass.
And this, I believe they're calling the 4th bedroom. If I wanted to make this my office, I'd probably want to drywall this in or at least add some French doors so I have some privacy.
This little bathroom in here, it doesn't even have like a sink.
The sink is over here, which doubles as the sink and a wet bar, which is kind of strange. I couldn't imagine like brushing your teeth with vodka right next to you. It'd be a little tough, I think, especially if you were hungover. But the kitchen, I mean, is perfect.
The kitchen has everything that I could possibly want, but I don't want to feel like I'm living in like a sterile box. I also feel like you wanted to have a bigger dining room area. I have a few other thoughts, Paul.
Sorry, hold on.
Please, your client is over here.
Sorry.
That phone better stay in his pocket until we're completely done with this tour.
So still working on it. I don't think they put the railing on here, so be careful. We got the first full bath. This is a bedroom that could be used for Polly.
Okay.
Or potentially the second baby once he or she comes around.
All right.
Another bedroom in here, similar size. And then we've got the master over here. This is a big master, I like
Not
this.
like the greatest view to wake up to every day. Do you know if the developer is planning on finishing the closets? Otherwise, that's like another cost. We would have to get shelves and drawers and everything built in here.
I mean, I would try to negotiate that into the deal.
It is kind of small still for all of our stuff.
This is a nice master bath, though.
I do agree with you. This master bath is a little modern.
Right, we'd have to get some window treatments here so people don't look in. Or we can give them a free show. Let's go check out the private rooftop now.
Right.
I understand Amanda wants a backyard in the suburbs, but with the private rooftop, I think I can convince her to stay here a few more years. And I know you can't really see it right now, but you have a huge skyline view. You can literally see the entire city from up here. And the developer said they're gonna finish this, so we could do like a pergola and an entertainment center. It would be super, super nice once it stops snowing. I really do think this could be a great option for us. You know, it's easy for us both to get to work. I don't think this is gonna be our forever home, but I think that we could definitely live here for like 5 to 6 years, get our investment back, and then we can move to the suburbs where it's a more, single family home that we could stay at for a really long time.
I totally understand that side of things. This house is very you and your style, very modern and sleek, but I'm really looking still for like that vintage charming feel.
Okay, so you're not ready to pull the trigger on this one quite yet?
Definitely not ready to make an offer. I think we need to keep the search going.
Okay, well, I'll tell the developer we came and saw it, and we'll go see some others.
That Chicago architecture, I really, really love it.
I just don't know if it would be the right house for us.
Really?
You know, it feels a little too old.
Here's the purchase price.
Hey, guys,
These are-
Anna's calling me.
Go ahead.
One sec.
These are the closing costs.
Hey, I'm in a closing with Keith. What's going on?
I think I found the perfect place for us.
Oh yeah, where is it?
Good news for you. It is in the city.
Okay.
It has plenty of space, but it also has like that vintage charm that I'm looking for.
Well, you know I'm not looking for vintage. So is it a big project?
Just book the showing and
Okay.
we'll go and find out.
I got the key out of the lockbox.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, it looks like a great house. I just don't know if it'd be the right house for us.
Really?
You know, it feels a little too old. A lot of my clients, like Amanda, like the romance of buying a vintage home because it's cozy and it's homey. But at the end of the day, when you fix those things up, there's a lot of hidden costs that they didn't anticipate. Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, it's got the vintage that you're looking for,
Totally, and it does look like it has like been redone recently too.
but it does look like it still has radiant heat, which I don't love. I wish it had central air. It's just better quality. But the original floors are really cool.
I really love the molding around the dining room too. It gives it like that really unique charm that I'm looking for. I like how it is open to the kitchen, but I really wish that the kitchen was more open to the living room.
Right, well, I feel like we could take this whole wall down and make it a lot more open, but this house being at the top of our budget, we don't have that much room for projects like that.
Well, keep in mind this could be like our forever home, so we could take our time with something like this.
This is a great sized backyard.
Yeah,
I mean, for the city, this is a lot more space than you typically get for a single family house.
for sure. No, I'll take it. All right, let's pause on these emails real quick and
All right,
let's
well-
focus on this house.
Here's the first full bath. Feels a little old school for me, but this would probably be for the kids. That would work, right?
No, there's no bathtub in here, which would be super tough with the kids.
And I don't even know if there's enough room for a bathtub
It
in
doesn't
here
even
either.
look like it.
The bedroom sizes are great, though.
It's very bright
Yeah,
and light
both of
in
them are
here.
super bright.
Oh, nice little closet for storage.
Which leads me to believe someone's not getting a lot of closet space. So here's the master.
Master is very tight.
Yeah,
Like
this is
none
tight.
of our bedroom furniture would fit in here.
We've got that big dresser, and you know, the radiant heat just takes up all the space.
Yeah.
But this is a nice master bath. I love the tub.
So cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
That
gosh.
closet will not work for you.
No, this is way too small.
And there's a little closet over here. So that's why I love new construction. You know, these vintage houses, they didn't build them with a ton of closet space.
I know, such a bummer though.
Oh, staircase is a little tight. But wow, this is a real basement.
Yeah, the carpet looks brand new. This would be perfect for our guests to come and they would have like their own little suite down here.
There are definitely some good things about this house. I mean, with vintage though, you don't know some of those hidden things like, you know, how long the roof is gonna last for, you know, what the foundation looks like. And that's why I think new construction is just so much better, you know, but I don't know if we have to make a decision today. So, you know, we can always keep looking.
Paul can be really strong-willed at times, but I'm really thinking for our family. If it's best for our family, it will be the best for Paul too.
And she gets to prove her point on their next trip outside the city.
Wait a second, slow down. This house is for sale.
Real estate broker Paul has a 5-year plan to buy a home in Chicago, then sell it and use the profits to move out to the burbs. His wife Amanda wants a forever home now, ideally in a suburb like this one, where Paul's extended family lives.
Wait a second, slow down. This house is for sale. Look at how cute it is. What do you know about this house?
I know that it's far. It's in the suburbs, about 45 minutes away. But it is a good looking house. Let me look into it.
While we've had so much fun living downtown, now that we have a toddler and a dog and are thinking about growing our family, I really think it's time for us to move to the suburbs.
I, on the other hand, don't think we're ready to move to the suburbs, and I'm not ready to find our forever home. And you know, we both work in the city, so if we can find something closer to downtown, as long as it's a good investment, I think that would be ideal. So it was listed at 1.2, but they just dropped it to $995.
All right, so that's way out of our budget. So let's just keep driving.
Well, it's been on the market for over a year. It's on Lockbox. You want to go check it out?
Why not?
It's new construction, so we wouldn't have to do anything to it.
I love it. It has a great curb appeal. It still looks a little bit old.
Got it.
Wow, this feels like a home.
Yeah, this is really beautiful.
I love the crown molding, the nice hardwood floors. This is
so-
like the perfect dining room. This kitchen has all the counter space we need. These appliances are top of the line.
Look at this mudroom, too. with the half door. This could be Hooper's little room.
That is so cute. And the storage.
Those are really nice lockers
Wow.
too. Do you feel like this living room is kind of small though?
It's a little bit smaller, but this is a lot of house. It's so open in here, it looks great. This house, it has the curb appeal that I'm looking for. It has that very unique vintage charm to it, but with the price point, it definitely worried me. I just am really nervous to fall in love with something that may not even happen for us.
What do you think about the backyard though? It looks a little tight.
Okay, so the backyard is a little bit small. It's open, there's an alley back there. That's definitely not great, but.
The rest of it's nice though. I mean, you wouldn't have to do a thing to it. That's why I want newer construction, not a vintage feel, you know? Like this one you can move right into and not have to touch it. Whoa!
Oh my gosh, what's going on down here?
Maybe this is why it hasn't sold quite yet. Looks like it probably got water. That's why they cut up the drywall. I don't know, it's great space, but definitely alarming that they got water this early in the game. It's nice that they found out, though, earlier before someone moves in.
With Polly being 15 months old, I really envisioned the basement being like his play area. Just very hard for me to picture it not feeling like a dungeon downstairs.
So every bedroom must have their own bathroom.
Perfect. So Polly gets a bathtub. He has a nice little view of the park, too.
I can't believe this is 2 blocks away from where I grew up. It's so weird.
I love that Paul's family is from the neighborhood for little Polly to grow up around all his cousins and play together on the weekend. That's definitely a huge benefit.
Oh my gosh, look how big this master is. Holy cow. Look at the size of this closet.
Okay, this is my closet.
This is one of the biggest closets I've ever seen.
See, you can envision yourself living in here now too, right?
Yeah, but I can see why it's priced at $1 million now with all these finishes. I don't know if they're gonna have that much room to come down in price. I mean, even this bathroom is like a 10.
Usually I don't like new construction, but in this case, I think they picked all the finishes very well. Look at the space up here.
So this would be the 5th bedroom, or we can make this another playroom for Polly.
Yeah, the carpet gives a break from the rest of the hardwood floors. This bathroom is so
really
great too.
Look at the shower. The tiles in there are ridiculous.
It's a little different.
I think it might be too big for what we need right
I
now.
know, but it's our forever home. We'll never outgrow it, and we won't have to move a million times.
But, you know, at the same time, this is still so far from the city. We're 45 minutes, maybe an hour sometimes from work.
I understand, and you know, one of the biggest things about moving to the suburbs is that I wanted this big backyard and an outdoor space, and there's just some things that we can't fix.
Yeah, and that basement kind of scares me with the water damage that they had down there. But still, like, this is $1 million house. Like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get them down.
I love it so much, though, and I really don't want to get my hopes up either.
All right, let's make a run for it. Ah!
Here you go, baby.
Real estate broker Paul and his wife Amanda have seen homes in and around Chicago. Now they have to decide if they're staying downtown or heading for the suburbs.
So it's so different being on the other side of the table where we're actually the buyers on this one.
You know, it's exciting.
What do you think about the penthouse? New construction, so we won't have to do anything to it, and the private rooftop space plus the 2 private balconies, I feel like that could be our backyard.
I just don't see how we're gonna do a walk-up with little baby and our dog. 3 flights of stairs, it's just not feasible.
It'd be tough, but at the same time, it's gonna be easy that we live in the city, so our commute to work won't be very difficult. So I do like that it's close to everything. Well, I feel like the vintage house that we saw was close enough to the city and it would be a good compromise for both of us.
I completely agree. It has all of the vintage charm that I like, and that backyard was definitely my favorite.
It was well above our budget though, and I'm just not prepared for all the hidden costs that a vintage house comes with.
I mean, I agree. The master bedroom and the master closets are so small. I just don't know if that would work at all.
And then what about the new construction house we drove by?
I mean, as soon as we saw that house on the side of the street, I just knew that that could be a forever home. The basement seems so dark and gloomy, kind of like a dungeon, but it basically has almost everything that we wanted in the home.
that's so far from the city. I just don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
I know. I mean, it's just way too out of, our budget for what we wanted. So I don't even know if that could work.
So I have a confession to make. I actually went ahead and made an offer on one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What? Well, I hope we're on the same page then. All right, if you can just put the rest of these cookies on the tray, that would actually be great.
Okay, I could do that.
I'm so happy because we got our forever home in the suburbs. When Paul told me he put in an offer without me knowing, I was nervous. We obviously have different tastes of what we wanted, but I think in the end, we both just wanted what was best for the family.
I thought we were too far off in price and I didn't want to get our hopes up, but this house had been sitting on the market for over 400 days. So I made an offer for $815,000. I cut my commission on it. We ended up negotiating our way up to $835,000.
Much deserved.
Cheers.
Cheers. This home is fabulous. It's new construction, but has that vintage charm, very unique curbside appeal to it. We have so much room for storage now, not only for our clothes and belongings, but Paulie has an entire playroom dedicated for himself. Oh,
good
we
catch.
got it.
Good catch. The basement had some water problems, but before we bought it, we actually had the builders put in a 3-tier sump pump system, and now it's another area for us to hang out in.
Let's have a party!
Papa's here. All right, party starting.
Since Paul and I both still work in the city, it is so nice being close to his family.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I was sort of against coming back to the town I grew up in, but now that we're out here and everything seems so familiar, I love this town. I mean, there's no better place to raise a kid.
Successful party.
And they all fit.
I know, it's great.
Buying a house can be super stressful, so I have a lot of empathy towards my clients.
I did feel like Paul's most important client.
Most difficult client.
Important, difficult client. I know that we differed a lot, but he was also able to come down and see eye to eye with me and think about what was best for our family. So I really felt like he listened to a lot of my concerns and eased a lot of my worries.